Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Future Stars. Just to remind you, our topic is the Wiladat Bibi Zainab. Assalamu alaikum. And before the break, what were we discussing, Isra?
We were discussing how after all of all of her family died, and she was and the tents were set on fire, and she was taken
and have a child.
And like she was taken, but she still comforted all those people and Imam Sajjad. And that's like one of the reasons why it's called Nurses Day, because of like how throughout her life she would nurse at that time she would nurse everybody and make sure they were right, even though she was part of all of that happening, but she wouldn't look after herself. She was more caring for the others. Yeah, and this is why she was it's called Nurses Day in Iran, because she's so selfish and she had those qualities of selfless. She was so selfless and unselfish that she had these qualities of a nurse, and qualities you need to have to be a nurse. So it showed her great character. And most of you got the next thing, so we can start most off with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
She is a model of resistance and sacrifice in the rebellion of Ashura, and in the most turbulent conditions she nursed the injured and in the best possible manner. One of the most beautiful manifestations of nursing. When a nurse is a model with special characteristics gathered within her, it is as if she were protector of moral values, law, abidance, the protector of the executor of higher duties, sympathetic, kind, conscientious, independent, shouldering responsibility, hardworking and untiring. Sayyidah Zainab was not only a nurse for women and children, she also nursed those who suffered in body and soul, those clothing and skin had burned in the frightening tent at the dusk on Ashura, those who had suffered mentally, those who had heard rejoicing in their miseries. This nursing began at dusk on the day of Ashura and continued to Kufa, Karbala and Medina. And a very important lesson one can learn from this strange life full of vicissitudes is that no difficulty prevented Sayyidah Zainab from carrying out her responsibilities, not the death of her dearest kin, not her physical and mental suffering. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Got the next one, so can start saying loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Oh, can you not find it?
One day when Sayyidah Zainab was about 5 years old, she had a strange and terrible dream. A violent wind arose in the city and darkened the earth and the sky. The little girl was tossed hither and thither, and suddenly she found herself struck in the branches of a huge tree, but the wind was so strong that it uprooted the tree. Sayyidah Zainab caught hold of a branch, but that broke. In a panic, she grabbed 2 twigs, but these 2 gave way, and she was left falling with no support. Then she woke up. When she told her grandfather, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, about this dream, she wept bitterly and said, "Oh my daughter, that tree is me, who is shortly going to leave this world. The branches are your father Ali and your mother Fatima Zahra, and the twigs are your brothers Hassan and Hussein. They will all depart this world before you do, and you will suffer their separation and loss." Sayyidah Zainab was only 5 or 6 when her grandfather, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, passed away. Just 6 months later, she told her mother, the Prophet's daughter, Hazrat Fatima Zahra, when on her deathbed, Hazrat Fatima Zahra said, "My dear, do not leave your brothers alone. Take good care of them. Be a loving sister and be so kind to them as if you were a mother to them." Sayyidah Zainab Sallallahu followed her mother's advice as long as she lived. It is important to note that both Hazrat Fatima Zahra Sallallahu and Hazrat Zainab Kubra Sallallahu lost their respective mothers at the age of only 5 years old. Hazrat Kulsum Sallallahu was only 4 years old at the time of her mother's martyrdom. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. So, all the things that she went through, she still had this unselfishness, nature in her to help other people. Yeah, even throughout the tough times she's been through. Yeah, from very young age, all those kids, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, Bibi Zainab, Kulthum, yeah, lost their mother at such a young age. Yeah, it obviously to anyone it has such a burden, but to keep this straight path and to have this nature after everything she's been through, yeah, just shows the quality of family she came from. Yeah. Miss Ray, you've got the next one, so we'll start Miss Ray with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
The Fitra, a soul that was inspired by the faculty of knowing and what is evil and what is good, of each person constantly yearns to reach perfection. In order to reach the degree of perfection, however, one should seek to find the means of approach to Allah the Almighty. The first step in seeking closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gaining knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the great persons who have gained this knowing and closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after the 14 infallibles, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Fatima Zahra sallallahu alaihi, and the Imams, peace be upon them, is Hazrat Zainab Kubra sallallahu alaihi. Though we cannot fully describe her status and knowledge about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can only touch on a few cases to illustrate this knowledge. She was famous for her knowledge during her childhood ages. Once she asked her father Imam Ali alayhi salam, "Do you like me?" Imam Ali alayhi salam replied, "Yes." Then she continued, "There are two affections, the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the love for children, that overflow the heart of every believer. Thus the base of this affection is that the actual and main affection for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the sympathy and compassion is for the children, and this affection to the children is based on the main affection to Allah." Imam Ali, peace be upon him, confirmed her and praised her. This degree of knowledge in this young period of her life is a proof for her deep inward knowing of the Creator. Another case is on the day of Ashura, when she offered her young son to Imam Hussein alayhi salam to fight in the Battle of Karbala. She said, "If fighting in war jihad was allowed for women, I would have sacrificed thousands of my lives for the Lord." What wisdom and courage Hazrat Zainab Kubra sallallahu has to sacrifice her young son in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is clear that her patience and devotion derives from the wisdom she has in knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his Hujjah, chosen representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Misbah. So we've gone through this really amazing personality, yeah, and a really relatable as well, yeah. Not only that, just the thing about her is that she's not because she was grown up in such a tough place. She wasn't the infallible, yeah, like all the other imams and the prophets, yeah, but she still showed the perfection in the human being. yeah, and an important character that we all can learn from, yeah, and it's been hopefully that all of you lot and people at home as well have heard and have learned really new stuff about her as well. Yeah, especially most astonishing part for me was the hadith from the Holy Prophet. Do any of you remember that? The one where you said towards the beginning when she was born?
Yeah.
What was it, Mohsin?
To respect her because she resembles Khadija.
Yeah, and for everyone too, yeah, before him, who was with him at that time and afterwards as well, yeah, and just I don't know if I can actually show it, but if I just wanted to show you the amount. Remember when I was speaking about that book, reading about and with all the hadiths, and this over here is the first hadith. You won't be able to see it, but the amount of pages that is on this one hadith almost seems endless. All the way, that's about 30 pages, 40, and still going on about the same hadith. That's how much insight this book has. Yeah, it's called 40 Hadith. Yeah, by Imam Khomeini. Yeah, so obviously there's an English version. That's why I'm reading it. So if you do have that interest, yeah, you can go and find it for yourself and take a read. Yeah, it's really eye-opening. Yeah, and just before we finish, yeah, for the next I think 3 weeks, yeah, we're gonna do a little thing in every show. It's called it's gonna be where one of you three bring a hadith, not a hadith, an ayah from the Quran, and bring and explain why you actually brought it as well. Yeah. So who will be doing it next week? Who wants to volunteer yourself? Misbah.
Me.
Misbah, do you want to do it? Yeah, okay. Misbah will go first and do it. Yeah, so next week you've got to bring an ayah and you've got to bring the. Remember, you read it in Arabic first. You read the translation, yeah, and you bring what the actually why you brought it. Yeah, what is the purpose of you bringing it? Yeah, this is all to help our knowledge with the Quran and help us get closer to the Quran as well. Yeah, so I hope people, hope you learn a lot of stuff today. Hope people as well at home have learned a lot of stuff. And we'll see you next week, same time, same place on Hidayat TV. But until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.